big up, everybody? It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here on Sophia's Football Talk for a very special transfer news show. Short but sweet. Remember to, of course, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. We're not that far away from 2K subscribers. It would be great if we can try to make that happen before, you know, June ends. By the end of the month. Would be great. But hey, also, feel free to join the SFT membership. You get a customized badge next to your name, emoji you can use, sneak peek into upcoming content as we get more members, and also behind the scenes stuff. So, link is in the description box. So, make sure you check that out. Just another way to support the channel. But let's get into the nitty gritty. So, for today's or this video's talking points, we're going to be diving into Andre Onana first. We have talked a little bit about him, that Man United has been interested in trying to get Andre Onana, the Inter goalkeeper, to Man United, either as more so like a replacement for De Gea. De Gea's contract is due to be expired in like a week from now. Yes. That whole situation has not fully been sorted out yet, but it's been reported that Ten Hag really wants him. He has worked with Ten Hag before when they both were at Ajax. So the connection is there. And when it comes to modern day goalkeeping, being good with play out from the back, being good with playing with your feet, for me, Andre Onana is exactly that. And y'all know, I love De Gea. He's been my favorite player for Man United the past 6, 7 years. If he does leave, which it kind of looks to be the case, then for me, I have to be honest and say, hey, thank you for your service. This is the guy that I want to replace him. I mean, y'all know, a lot of you guys know that my second team is Inter. Obviously, I have the Barella shirt here, third kit from last season for the Inter. And Andre Onana is a player that I heavily rate. So I do, I wouldn't mind this signing at all. It was reported from Fabrizio Romano 14 hours ago, actually. Onana's agent, Albert Boutins, had direct meeting with Manchester United today. Man United approaching goalkeepers to explore options in case De Gea leaves. Still waiting for final decision on that one. Inter won't sell Onana for less than 50 million with add-ons. And I believe that we're looking more so like we're willing to pay 55 million. It's kind of what we're thinking. Hey, obviously Inter would want more, maybe even close to 70 mil. I feel like this deal could happen. It could. I I I kind of have a feeling that this could happen. I don't know. I feel in my heart that we are a lot more inclined to making this happen. That this will be a lot more um, reasonable if it makes sense, and likely compared to maybe Nico Barella, even though I would love to also have Nico Barella as well. Like I don't get why we're gonna of course talk about Mason Mount in a bit, but the fact that we're looking at Mason Mount, like we should be looking at Barella, in my opinion. That's the guy that we should be looking at. But I'll definitely keep you guys, of course, updated when it comes to Andre Onana in the upcoming days. But it looks to be that we are working on potentially putting in a bid very soon. So his entourage did travel to Manchester United right earlier. They have had talks. Ten Hag's favorite choice for the goalkeeper position, which, hey, I'm all on board with that. It's been out the goalkeeper um, targets before with Diogo Costa from Porto and David Raya from Brentford. Those for me are like, alright, but they're not really the ideal goalkeepers. Like if we're really gonna be replacing David De Gea, I think then it needs to be Andre Onana or a Mike Magnon from AC Milan, but we haven't really been linked that much to him. Andre Onana, with the fact once again, he and Eric Ten Hag has worked with each other before. Okay, there is a relationship. Maybe it fell out a little bit before and whatnot, but of course, stuff can be resolved, right? I personally think that this could be pretty smart. So I'm all on board. Let's keep moving. When it comes to Nico Barella, Manchester United will make a very important offer to Inter Milan for Nico Barella in the next few days. This is reported by FC Inter Newset via Sport underscore Witness. But I mean, Newcastle was also in for him or were interested, and they ended up with going for Tonali. I think Nico Barella, it will probably be quite difficult to try to, in a way, maybe talk him into a move to England. Like it's not really easy for Italian players to come to England, or maybe especially England. The cultures are very different, so we don't really rarely see that, if that makes sense. So I would like when it comes to these two potential signings here, potential deals, I feel like Andre Onana would be, like I said, the more likely to happen compared to Nico Barella. But a girl can dream. A girl can still entertain this. I would want him, and I think he would add something very well technically into that midfield. Like imagine him, Casemiro, Bruno. Like it would be incredible. I heavily rate him, as y'all can see, so I wouldn't mind that at all. We will see what happens. Maybe we'll try to put in a official bid and whatnot, but at the same time, a lot of the transfer business for Man United has been stalled for a while due to the Man United takeover. Are the Glazers selling? If you are selling, will it be to Sergeant Ratcliffe? Hopefully not. Or will it be to Sheikh Yassim with the Qataris? Will that be the case? We will see. I think it will be the latter. I personally would feel like it probably would be more so of a Sheikh Yassim, but it's been very quiet. The big transfer business I feel like we've been hearing most about is Mason Mount. I think we should have tried to go more so with signing or working on signing a striker first and then a goalkeeper, or a goalkeeper and then a striker, rather than trying to go and focus all our energy into trying to get Mason Mount, in my opinion. Because I don't really want to get him. But speaking of Mason Mount, Manchester United are set to submit third official bid in excess of £55 million for Mason Mount. Sources feel this is going to be the final proposal after two bids rejected in the recent weeks. Man United want quick resolution. Also, 100% agreed personal terms. So it was also reported that Mason Mount, like he's declined the contract renewal from or proposal from Chelsea. So he really wants this Man United move. He's ready for it. Okay. So obviously the guy is eager to come here. So plus for that. But me personally, I don't necessarily really feel like he adds much into this Man United team. If I'm gonna be very honest, it doesn't really make sense to me. But if Ten Hag wants him, what am I gonna do? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I hope that Man United, the board and whatnot, actually are going to be firm, which I don't think will be the case, but I hope they can be. Because if you're putting out there that, okay, we're going to put in a 55 million bid plus 5 million add-ons, take it or leave it. If you don't want to take it, then we're out. We're going to walk away. Because rarely we don't walk away. We often be dragged into it. And there's been reports that Chelsea's like, yeah, Man United, we know y'all are used to caving in. We know you most likely will probably still pay what we're asking for, or at least close to what we're asking for at the end of the day. We know. Y'all ain't fooling nobody. And that's kind of been the whole debacle with our board for the longest. So once the Glazers leave, when and if they leave, for me, the board gotta go. The whole board gotta go. Sorry, Darren Fletcher, you gotta go. Jean Murto, you gotta go. Richard Arnold, bye bye. Everybody else, bye bye. That's what I essentially feel. So Mason Mount could happen, and if Chelsea end up accepting it, then hey, he could very much so be a Man United player. Most likely not this week, but potentially next week. is what I'm hearing, that Man United wants this to be done at least by next week. By the end of next week, they want this to be wrapped up. So it'll be quite interesting to see whole how this whole thing, whole situation will debacle, how it will end at the end of the day. But even though I kind of do want us to just walk away. That's what I want, and for us to go and try to get Casado from Brighton. That's what I want. Casado, Nico Barella, would be incredible. But hey, it is what it is. So the last talking point, we gotta talk about Declan Rice. So there's a reason why I put, I found this picture, Declan Rice with a, joint Man City Arsenal type shirt, because he's been heavily linked to Arsenal for a while now. But as Man City has now, they moved on with Gundogan, Bernardo Silva looks to be leaving. Okay, they got Kovacic in, but looks to be that they are also interested in Declan Rice. So Fabrizio Romano shares what he's heard about Arsenal and Declan Rice. The journalist said one crucial point on this story: Mikel Arteta is pushing at the best level to sign Declan Rice. Arteta is trying every single way. Of course, it doesn't depend on him. It depends on the owners and how much they want to spend on the deal. But Mikel Arteta is trying his best. He's really pushing for Declan Rice to join Arsenal. Declan Rice will be an Arsenal player, trust me. Arteta will have been a crucial factor. Interesting. Via YouTube, TBR. Okay. David Ornstein posted this here on his Twitter page yesterday. Manchester City expect to submit an offer to West Ham for Declan Rice today. Was it yesterday? Have serious interest in recruiting 24-year-old England midfielder. Plus, it is anticipated a formal bid will be launched soon to rival Arsenal for signing. This is via The Athletic. And then this is by Ekrem Kulnud, who's journalist. Manchester City are ready to pay 100 million for 24-year-old Declan Rice, but the English midfielder wants to transfer to Arsenal. It's going to be quite interesting to see where he ends up. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been super fun to see, Arsenal end up, with the fans being like, "Oh my God, we missed out on Declan Rice," seeing him go to Man City. But then again, I'm like, if he goes to Man City, whew, they're gonna win the Premier League. Are they gonna win a four-peat next season? Like, now we're doing a bit too much. So if he ends up going to Arsenal, and of course they do get some other investments as well, other strengthening other areas, then I would definitely say that they probably would challenge heavily. Maybe even could win it next season. You never know, but you have to kind of weigh up, with City, you'll be rotating here and there. So you're not going to be playing every single week and whatnot. You'll probably get eased a little bit more in. Um, and whatnot. I don't even think it would, some people are talking about, but what if, like, with Calvin Phillips, it didn't work out? I do think sometimes the mentality work rate can be a bit different. And although I do like Calvin Phillips, at least when he was at Leeds and when Man City signed him, I was like, oh, okay, it hasn't really worked out. But with Declan Rice, I think it would work out. I wouldn't see any different. But if he goes to Arsenal, you're not going to be sitting on the bench. You're going to be playing multiple games. You will be playing every, like, week in and week out. Essentially, is what's going to happen. So that's not even a discussion here per se at all. So I wouldn't even, be surprised if he ends up going to Arsenal. I do think, to be honest, he probably would be going to Arsenal. I know that Man United is looking at it as well. We've been, putting in a proposal on, hey, can we get Declan Rice, and then in return you'll get Maguire, maybe Scott McTominay, or you get Maguire and Anthony Alanga. Can we? Hey, and we lowered the price a little bit, 40 million. It's a bit mad, but hey, you never know. You never know. But personally, I do think that most likely, what should I say? That Arsenal is more inclined to be getting Declan Rice. But we will see. They want to make sure that this happens very quickly, so maybe something will news coming out this week, potentially by the end of this week or next week. We will see. But yeah, that is it for today's little short but sweet transfer news shows. Do let me know if you want to see more short but sweet videos like this. I was able to do one before I'm off to work in a few hours. Last day of my day job today before I go into the summer holiday vacation for a month. So it's going to be very nice to just chill and relax. So we're going to be doing more so shows like this, short videos here and there, some of the mornings, daytime, and whatnot. So if you liked it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And of course, also do subscribe to the channel indeed because it does help. Also, feel free to join the SFT membership. Like I said, link is in the description box. And I will see you guys most likely tomorrow or Sunday for another type of actual live stream transfer news shows. So, yeah, if there's anything major happening, then we might suddenly go live. But until then, I wish you all a lovely day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.